Lights out, and away we go. And it looks like we've got a reasonable launch as we head up towards the source hairpin. So heading down the Chemical Straight, we're going to be 3 wide. Try to take the lead here. But we've gone wide. But we're going to be hitting the wall. I was going to say, what actually happened there? Basically, I'm going to the corner and my monitor actually turned off. And that was to be the last action from our computer. We did catch up this time, maybe a couple more laps we could have looked at. We are basically contending, obviously it could have been different had my monitor stayed on the whole race. Hey guys, it is Matty Gaming HD here, back with the next installment of the Checo's Charge to Glory series. We are here at the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza, ready for what is set to be a very interesting race here at the Monza circuit, especially as you can see, it is absolutely pouring with rain. So, without further ado, let's go in to the qualifying reports. On Sunday afternoon, qualifying got underway in sodden wet conditions. On the back row, unsurprisingly, it is the two-man maroons of Roberto Meri and Will Stevens. Pastor Maldonado struggled and could only manage 18th, whilst Romain Grosjean rounded out the top 10. The big surprise of qualifying was Sergio Perez qualifying in 2nd, whilst Nico Hülkenberg could only manage 7th. Felipe Massa had a shocker and could only manage 16th, whilst Valtteri Bottas qualifying 6th. The two McLarens of Fernando Alonso and Jenson Button qualified in 14th and 15th. Red Bull were a disappointment as Danny Kvyat could only manage 8th, whilst Daniel Ricciardo qualified 13th. Max Verstappen enjoyed a good session to qualify 7th, whilst Carlos Sainz Jr. qualified in 12th. Sauber enjoyed their best qualifying of the season as Felipe Nasser qualified in 9th, whilst Marcus Ericsson qualified 11th. The two Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg filled up the second row. On pole position, it was the Ferrari of Kimi Raikkonen in front of the Tifosi, while Sebastian Vettel qualified in 5th.
This classic Formula One track. Welcome to the Italian Grand Prix. Kimi Raikkonen is on a bit of a charge and starting from pole position is about as good as it gets before the lights go out to start today's race.
He'll want to stay out of trouble over the first few laps, but he'll be determined not to let any cars past him. If he can maintain that position once everything's settled down, he'll have a massive advantage and be able to control the race.
It really is tight in the battle to become Drivers' World Champion. It's the two Mercedes teammates, Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, who are matching each other blow by blow so far this season.
Mercedes have provided their drivers with such a dominant car this year. It has set up this great battle between the two long-time friends who have now become fierce rivals.
Well, here we are, sitting on the grid. As you can see, it is absolutely pouring it with rain. But from the front row, we have high hopes for today. We have the lights in Monza. It's lights out, and away we go. And it looks like we have got a good start off the line with Kimi Raikkonen alongside us. But the two Mercedes have got absolutely fantastic starts as we head into the first corner. We're on the inside of Kimi Raikkonen with 3 abreast, but eventually we run out of space and we have lost out to the pair of them. So now, heading up towards Curva Grande. See if we can gain anything on the leading pair. Heading up towards the Della Roggia for the first time. Not really much happens there. Of course, it's absolutely pouring away and we lose traction off the exit of the Della Roggia. Now heading into Lesmo 2. As you can see, we've got Vettel right behind us. Here on, still on the opening lap of this race. Heading up towards the Ascari for the first time. It's a very tricky corner. But we've got a reasonable exit. But Vettel's got a good exit. Let's see what we can do on the run up to Parabolica. As you can see, Rosberg going for the outside of Kimi Raikkonen. And we brake a little bit late and hit both of them. The hand of rage goes up in Raikkonen's cockpit. They're both going wheel to wheel on the exit of Parabolica. Now down the main straight. You can see we're just testing the conditions. Vettel's behind us, but we are gaining on Raikkonen and Rosberg. It's getting nail-biting stuff. We're going to try it up the inside. But we brake too early. And Vettel is able to get round our inside. But we have got the drive off of the Rettifidio. And we are able to defend the position. And with our straight line speed, we might be able to catch up to Raikkonen and Rosberg. Now heading up towards the Della Roggia. But we can't quite do anything. What an interesting start. So now moving on to lap 3. As you can see, we've got Lewis Hamilton right behind us in the Mercedes. Now heading up towards chicane. We've ran a little bit wide, but we have the inside going on into the second part of the red video, but we've taken it too tight. And Hamilton gets through. He actually barged us out of the way there, which causes us to lose traction, but not really his fault. Now heading up towards the Della Roggia. Can we do anything? We're going to try to get it up the inside, but we're not quite close enough. Vettel trying to get past us in our mirror, I can see. Now, as you can see there, get a very bad exit off the Ascari. Now heading up towards the Parabolica. You see Bottas on our outside as we head into Parabolica. We try to cut him off, but we've gone into the gravel. And that is going to allow both Williams through. Now we've got Vettel right behind us. As we head up towards the Rettifidio. But we're actually going to try to dive bomb it up the inside of the pair of them. We kind of made contact with them. But then we understeer into the gravel. And this is going to allow both of the Williams through. And Vettel is right behind us. Now going up towards the Parabolica. And Vettel gets past us. Which really is not what we need here on lap 8 of this race. It's been a fairly interesting race so far. You can see we now head through the Lesmo. There's a yellow flag ahead. And that's Vettel! He has crashed on the exit of the Lesmo! I would have footage for it if it would let me record the replays, because basically there was from after the race, basically Shadowplay couldn't record anything. Obviously I'd have to restart to be able to record anything with Shadowplay, so that meant I actually couldn't record the replays. Because once you exit the replays, then you can't get it back. So, into the pits we are. You can see we have to wait there for Verstappen entering the pit lane. So we exit currently in 9th place. Of course, no more pit stops expected as it's a wet race. As you can see, we're crossing the line now. Quite a few cars exiting the pits. There is Bottas ahead of us. And he is going really slowly into the Rettifidio. We see a gap down the inside and take it. That was a fantastic move. Checo's really pulled off some fantastic moves, but I think that was his best move of the season. So now moving on to lap 19. As you can see, it has dried up quite a lot. So into the pits we come for the intermediate tyre. We get going.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
So, we are now in 5th place. So, at the moment it is looking good for us. But now, as you can see, Bottas is going to get down our inside. But we are able to hold it round the outside. Going into Parabolica. And this is fantastic racing. As we head up towards the Rettifidio chicane. You can see I don't know why he is going right towards the wall. But now going for the outside of Valtteri Bottas. And we have made that move stick. So now as you can see we make a mistake going into the Ascari. And we've made contact! To be honest, that was completely our fault, that instant was. And that has probably completely ruined our race. I mean, I would have a replay if it would let me record. Unfortunately, I don't. But that was, to be honest, completely our fault, that incident. We cut across and then that caused that contact which caused us both to go off. So you can see we're into the pits. And this is going to completely ruin our race and probably end our chance of points. So the nose change, we are down into P12. Right now, as you can see, the manner of Stevens comes into the pits. And we're going to get off the limiter, and that is our race completely ruined. And that was completely our mistake. As you can see, we're now on to lap 26. And we have got DRS from Fernando Alonso. And we are going to get through down the inside. But still, P13 is not enough for us. We are going to round the final corner and we are going to finish the race in 13th place. Really disappointing race for us. A race that promised so much, but we're not going to get any points. Very disappointing race.
A very memorable
You can
race,
see
and one that Kimi Raikkonen won't forget anytime soon.
we ended up in 13th. Hulkenberg finished in the points, so at least Force India did get a point. But it was such an unfortunate mistake that we made when Bottas tried to pass us. We cut across, and then we both went into the wall. Bottas got going, but we lost our front wing. Kind of what was deserved, to be honest. And we lose further points to Kvyat, and Kvyat is starting to slip away from us. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in Singapore. Goodbye.